Om Shanti. This is the Saakaar Murali of 2nd of December 2020. Essence. Baba says, sweet children, you have to study and teach others. There is no question of blessings in this. Tell everyone to remember the Father and all their sorrow will be removed. Question. What worries do human beings have? You children don't have any worries. Why? Repeat. What worries do human beings have? You children don't have any worries. Why? Answer. At this time, human beings have nothing but worry. When their child becomes ill, they worry. If the child dies, they worry. When someone doesn't have a child, he worries. When someone stores a lot of grain and the police or the income tax people come to investigate, he worries. This is a dirty world, a world that causes sorrow. You children have nothing to worry about because you have found Baba, the Sadguru. It is said, having found the Lord, the Sadguru, you have become free from all worry. You are now going to a world that is free from worry. Song. You are the ocean of love. We thirst for one drop. Om Shanti. Sweetest children, you heard the song. You also understood the meaning of it. We too have to become master oceans of all. All souls are brothers. So, the Father says to you, brothers, just as I am the ocean of love, you too have to interact with a lot of love. Deities have a lot of love, and so people love them so much and offer bhog to them. You now have to become pure. That is not a big thing. This is a very dirty world. There is worry about everything. There is nothing but sorrow after sorrow. This is called the land of sorrow. When the police or the income tax people come, they harass people so much, don't even ask. When someone has stored a lot of grain and the police come, he goes pale. This is such a dirty world. It is a hell. They remember heaven. The cycle continues to turn. Heaven after hell and hell after heaven. You children know that the Father has now come to make you into residents of heaven. He changes you from residents of hell into residents of heaven. There are no vices there because Ravan doesn't exist there. That is the completely viceless temple of Shiva, Shivalaya. This is the brothel. Just wait a little and then see how everyone will become aware whether there is happiness or sorrow in this world. Look what happens to the condition of people when there is the slightest earthquake, etc. In the golden age, there isn't the slightest worry about anything. Here, there are so many worries. When the child becomes ill, they worry. If the child dies, they worry. There is nothing but worry. Only the Lord takes you beyond all worry. The Lord of all is just the one. You are sitting in front of Shiv Baba. This Brahma is not a guru. This one is the lucky chariot. The Father is teaching us through the lucky chariot. He is the ocean of knowledge. You too have received all the knowledge. There isn't a single day you have recognized what is truth and what is falsehood. No one in the world knows this. It used to be the land of truth and it is now the land of falsehood. No one knows who established the land of truth or when. This is the dark night of ignorance. The Father comes and gives you light. People sing, only you know your ways and means. That one alone is the highest on high, and all the rest are the creation. He is the Creator, the unlimited Father. Those who have 2 or 4 children are limited fathers. When they don't have any children, they worry. There is something like that. There you have a longer life and you are very wealthy. You don't give blessings. This is a study. You are teachers. You simply tell them, remember Shiv Baba and your sins will be absolved. This too is a teaching. This is known as easy yoga and remembrance. Souls are imperishable and bodies are perishable. The Father says, I too am imperishable. You call out to me to come and purify the impure. It is souls that say this. It is said, impure soul, great soul. When there is purity, there is also peace and happiness. This is the holiest of holy churches. Those who indulge in vice are not allowed to enter here. There is the story of the court of Indra, where an angel secretly brought a human being. When she was found out, she was cursed and turned into a stone. Here, there is no question of being cursed. Here, there is the reign of knowledge. No impure beings can come to this holy place. The time will come when there will be a big hole here. This is the holiest of holy places. You too are becoming holy. People ask how the world would continue without vice. How could this be possible? They have their own knowledge of everything. They go in front of the deity idols and say, you are full of all virtues and we are sinners. Heaven is the holiest of the holy. They are the ones who become the holiest of the holy after taking 84 births. That is the pure world and this is the impure world. When they have a child, they celebrate in great happiness. But when the child falls ill, their faces go pale. If it dies, they completely cry. Some become like that. Some even bring people like that to Baba and tell him, Baba, this one has become crazy because her child has died. This is the world of sorrow. The Father is now here to take you to the world of happiness. So, you should follow Srimad. You also need to have very good virtues. Those who do something will receive the return of it. A divine teacher is also needed. In schools, they note down each one's characters in a register. Some continue to stumble outside. They cause so many problems for their parents. The Father is now to take you to the land of peace and the land of happiness. That is called the Tower of Silence. That is the peak of silence. The place where souls reside is the Tower of Silence. In the subtle region, there is movie. You just have visions of that because there is nothing there. Some children have also had visions of how in the golden age, when you're old, you shed your skin in great happiness. This is an old skin, that is 84 births. Old. The Father says, you were pure and you have now become impure. The Father has now come to purify you. You called out to me. It is the living souls that have become impure and they will then become pure. Again. You belong to the deity dynasty. You now belong to the devilish dynasty. There is so much difference between the devilish dynasty and the godly. That is the deity dynasty. This is your Brahmin clan. A dynasty is where there is kingdom. There is no kingdom here. The kingdoms of the Pandavas and the Kauravas have been mentioned in the Gita, but they don't really exist. You are spiritual children. The Father says, sweet children, become very sweet, become oceans of love. It is because of body conscious that you don't become oceans of love. This is why a lot of punishment has to be experienced. At that time, it will be like receiving punishment and then being given a small piece of chapati. You will go to heaven, but after experiencing a lot of punishment, your children have also had visions of how punishment is given. Baba explains, interact with everyone with a lot of love, otherwise there can be anger. Be grateful that you have found the Father who removes you from hell and takes you to heaven. It is very bad to receive punishment. You know that there is the kingdom of love in the golden age. There is nothing but love there. Here, a person's face changes because of trivial matters. The Father says, I have come into the impure world. I have been given an invitation to come to the impure world. The Father then invites everyone to drink nectar. A book has been printed about nectar and poison. The author of that book is very well known and has received a prize. You should see what he has written. The father says, I give you the nectar of knowledge to drink. So, why do you then drink poison? The festival of Raksha Bandhan is a memorial of this time. The father tells everyone to make a promise to become pure for this last birth. If you remain pure and stay in yoga, your sins will be cut away. You have to ask your heart, do I stay in remembrance or not? People become very happy when they remember their little children. Husband and wife become very happy remembering each other. These are the version of the incorporeal God. Who is that? The father says, I once again make this one a master of heaven after his 84th birth. The tree is still small. Many storms of Maya come. These are very incognito matters. The father says, children, stay on the journey of remembrance and remain pure. The whole kingdom has to be established here. In the Gita, they have portrayed a war and then shown the Pandavas melting on the mountains. However, there is no result from that. You now know the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. The Father is the ocean of knowledge. He is the Supreme Soul. No one knows what the form of a soul is. This point is in your intellects. Some of you don't understand this accurately and ask, how can a point be remembered? They don't understand anything at all. Nevertheless, the Father says, even if they have heard a little, this knowledge is never destroyed. Some come onto the path of the knowledge and then go out again, but because they have heard a little, they will definitely go to heaven. Those who listen to a lot and also imbibe it will become part of the kingdom. Those who listen to just a little will become part of the subjects. There are the king, queen and the subjects, etc. in a kingdom. There are no advisors there. Here, the kings who indulge in vice have to appoint advisors. The Father makes your intellects very broad and unlimited. There is no need to appoint advisors there. The lion and the lamb drink water together. So, the Father explains, you mustn't become like salt water, be like milk and sugar. Milk and sugar are both good things. Don't have any conflict with anyone. Here, people fight and quarrel so much. This is the extreme depths of hell. They continue to choke in hell. The Father has come to remove you from that. While being removed, you sometimes become trapped. Some try to go and remove others, but they become trapped themselves. In the beginning, many were caught by Maya, the alligator. She completely swallowed them. No trace of them remained. Some still retain traces of knowledge, and so they come back again. Some are completely finished. Here, everything happens in a practical way. If you were to hear the history, you would taste. There is a song. Whether you love us or whether you reject us, we will never leave your doorstep. Baba never says such things through his lips. He teaches you with so much love. Your aim and objective is in front of you. The highest on high Father is making you that Vishnu. That same Vishnu then becomes Brahma. He received liberation in life in a second, and he then became that after 84 births. The same applies to you. You also had those photographs taken. You are Brahmins, children of Brahma. You don't have crowns at this time. You will receive them in the future. This is why that photograph of yours is still kept. The Father comes and makes you children double crown. You feel that you previously truly did have all 5 vices, which is the example of the Narad. You are the first devotees. The Father is now making you so elevated. He makes you completely pure from impure. The Father doesn't take anything from you. What would Shiv Baba take from you? You put something in Shiv Baba's Bandari, that is a collection box. I am a trustee. All of your accounts of give and take are with Shiv Baba. I study and I teach. What would someone who has given everything away take from others? No attachment to anything remains. People sing, so and so went to heaven. So, why do you then feed him the food and drink of hell? That is ignorance. If you're all in hell, then rebirth too will be in hell. You are now going to the land of immortality. This is the game of a somersault. You Brahmins are top-knots, and you will then become deities and warriors. Therefore, the Father explains, become very sweet. If you don't reform yourselves, it would be said to be your fortune. You cause a loss for yourselves. If you don't reform yourselves at all, what effort can God make? The Father says, I am talking to souls. The imperishable Father, the Supreme Soul, is giving knowledge to imperishable souls. The souls listen through their ears. The unlimited Father is speaking this knowledge. He is changing you from ordinary humans into deities. The Supreme Guide is sitting here to show you the path. Srimad says, become pure and remember me, and your sins will be burnt away. You were Satopradhan. You then took 84 births. The Father explains to this one, you were Satopradhan and have now become Tamopradhan. Now remember me once again. This is called the fire of yoga. It is now that you have this knowledge. No one remembers me in the golden age. It is only at this time that I tell you to remember me, and your sins will be cut away. There is no other way. This is a school. It is called the Vishva Vidyalaya World University. No one else has the knowledge of the Creator or the beginning, middle, and the end of creation. Shiv Baba says, even that Lakshmi and Narayan don't have this knowledge. There, that is the reward. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for Dharana. 1. You have to go to the kingdom of love. Therefore, be like milk and sugar with one another. Never become like salt water or come into conflict with one another. You have to reform yourselves. 2. Renounce body consciousness and become master oceans of love. Make your character divine. Interact with one another with great sweetness. Blessing. May you become a conqueror of Maya by experiencing the stage of being absorbed in love and make Maya your devotee. Repeat. May you become a conqueror of Maya by experiencing the stage of being absorbed in love and make Maya your devotee. In order to experience the stage of being absorbed in love, keep in your awareness the forms of your many titles, the decoration of your many virtues, your many types of happiness, your spiritual intoxication, the points of expansion of the Creator and the creation and points of attainment. Chant the topics that you like and you will easily experience this stage of being absorbed. You will then never be influenced by anyone else, and Maya will also salute you. Maya will become the first devotee of the confluence age. When you become a conqueror of Maya, a master god, Maya will then become a devotee. Slogan. Let your words and your activities be the same as those of the Father Brahma, and you will then be called a true Brahmin. Repeat. Let your words and your activities be the same as those of Father Brahma, and you will then be called a true Brahmin. Om Shanti